I kind of thought it was a little bit uncalled for, to be honest with you. And I was on the other side of a press conference on Saturday night that drew a lot of attention. Um, Dabo Swinney's press conference, where he is just continuously stating that like he'll go somewhere else if they want to fire him. Look, he's built up a lot of street cred with Clemson, and I think there's a tale of two stories with this. One, be careful what you wish for if you're Clemson in terms of getting rid of Dabo Swinney, but also him saying, what about the standard of like, why is our standard this? And what about places that haven't won anything? Like, who made that up? You did, because you've won. You created the standard. So I don't know, man. A lot of wild back and forth conversation between Swinney. I went on for 13 minutes. I think the whole thing was about over an hour. So wanted to get your guys' thoughts on Swinney's meltdown and just the way, I guess, you approach things. You're 1-2 going into this week. They're playing Syracuse. They're 17.5-point favorites, which is an interesting line to me to begin with. But we'll start with you here. Swinney's presser, I know you saw some of the clips. Is it just like what's happening? What is happening in Anderson, South Carolina?
I don't know. I think Dabo's kind of testing everybody is what it seems like, because everything he said is right. I mean, he's the greatest coach in Clemson football history. I think we can say that. He has elevated them to a standard that is next to impossible for anybody to live up to, especially at a place like Clemson where it had never been done before. And it was really unprecedented for someone to go into a program the size of Clemson, especially you think of Dabo, no head coaching experience when he took over, and quickly had them a national title contender and winner. So he's exactly right. Factually, what he's saying is factually correct, but and I think, and it's like he's just testing. He's like, okay, you think you can do better? Pay me the money that you contractually are obligated to pay me, and try with somebody else if you don't think I can get it done. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird stance to take. You're only 1-2, but I can understand his frustration too for the same reasons. Like, who are you going to get that's better than me? Is just his attitude, and part of me likes it, but the other part is like, man, it's probably best if you just leave this alone and say, look, we're working to do better. It's not good enough. Do the normal coach speak stuff.
Brian Jones says it was tacky. Ralph, I tend to think it was a little tone deaf, I guess is the word I would use. Like, it's not that he said things that were wrong, but it's, just one of those things where a little over the top, maybe a little over the top for me.
Well, it's the second time this year he's had a clip on a post-game press conference or a week press conference where it's gone viral for what he said. You go back to after week one when he said that LSU scored a 55%, and they would have scored a 52%, something like that. Just terrible analogy. And you go back to when he was getting yelled at by Tyler from Spartanburg. I mean, those things. He's had some crazy press conferences in the past year and a half, 2 years, but I kind of agree with Will. I get it. I mean, the dude's been the most successful coach at Clemson, and yeah, they're having a bad stretch right now. It's just not going well. But you can't put full blame on Dabo at this point. I mean, the players are not playing really well. I mean, you can't go out there and tell Clubby what to do every play and hold his hand.
Yeah,
and the head coach can only be blamed for so much. Obviously, he can make a change at quarterback. He can make a change at coordinators at the end of the year or mid-year, or whatever, But at the end of the day, he's kind of just running the team. He's not out there making all the calls and making all the plays. So I get he's frustrated. I can promise you right now, though, there's not a more annoyed or pissed off person in the world right now for how Clemson's performing than Dabo Swinney. And you can tell by his frustration in this presser. It's just like, yeah, he knows how bad they're playing. He's coaching this team. He's with them every day. He's annoyed. He's mad. But like, I agree in your way too. It's like it's kind of tone deaf. It's just not. It wasn't really warranted. I feel like, but like, I guess when you finally snap, you just finally snap.
I agree with you that the sentiment, and we talk about this a lot with coaches and fans think that they have more invested in the coaches and players, and they don't. I mean, I guess some may feel like they do, the big donors, right, in terms of their financial investment. But I think the big thing for me with Dabo was the comment of, maybe it was the way that it was said, like you talked about, Will. It was almost like a challenge to the administration, and I don't think anybody was really coming after him other than, and I had to go listen to the question, other than like social media stuff. It was really just kind of this like weird one-off, like, let me just go on this tirade real quick, and I don't really know if anybody asked for it in that way.
I mean, yeah, it's coming from the fans. I don't think the Clemson administration. I mean, you can't really say that they don't care, because I'm sure they do care, but it's like they're kind of in the same boat of like, we can't get anybody better than him.
I mean, the guy's probably got a lifetime contract verbally,
Yeah.
correct? Like, is that?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he wants to be there,
you want to leave.
Yeah, it's just it comes off as weird. It just comes off as weird.
it's weird. Yeah, I thought the challenging of I felt like it was a challenge to the administration. Like, I'll go somewhere else if they don't want me. It's like, well, who's saying they don't want you? Like, I mean, if you listen to Tyler from Spartanburg, right? I mean, he's not the one making the decisions. It's just, it's interesting. I'll say this. Some comments, like Dev says here, Dev is human of the day, y'all. This is a normal human response to immense disappointment. If that's the response that you have to that, then I don't think you can get angry with Brian Kelly and his response.
Yeah, but
He was also ticked off.
right. That's what I was going to say. And like Brian Kelly's is immediately after the game when your emotions.
This
are
is what, 2 days later.
This is 2-3 days later from Dabo, and just kind of going off the rails.
Yeah. Dabo Swinney's presser. Interesting stuff.